Hey, how's it going? And welcome to Whisky Wins with me, Stuart. Today we've got Highland Park 12-year-old. That's the bottle. The box is here. It's 40% ABV, no added colouring, but it has been chill filtered, I believe. £30 for the bottle. Like I said, 12-year-old. What I didn't notice, and I don't know if anybody else has noticed, but the cork is actually a screw top. Just to start with, so you can't actually pull that off. You have to unscrew it first and then pull it. So I don't know if you can see on there, but it's got a little bit of a thread, which I found quite bizarre and noteworthy. Anyhow, I've had this bottle for quite a while. I've had Highland Park 12 in the past, one of those kind of beginner whiskies that you get given, and it's a whisky that you seem to get gifted all the time, like for £30. You can get it out of the supermarket. It's easy for people who maybe don't know what you like to get you that. So it's one of those whiskies that I believe sell for that reason. I don't know people, or I don't know anyone in my circle who picks this up to keep it in their collection or keep it in the rotation. Unlike Ardbeg 10, I know recently it's starting to decline a little bit in quality. Or like Lagavulin 16, other than the price. But for supermarket whiskey, I don't know a lot of people that keep this in the rotation. But we'll review it anyway, and we'll see if it's a Whisky Win on the coin there. I don't know if you can see that if the light's too bright, or a Whisky Bin. So we'll get down to the notes. It's soft. I'm not gonna lie, but there's pleasant enough aromas there. There's dried oranges, there's kind of creamy strawberries that I would say like strawberries dipped in something like clotted cream or something like that. I think it's clotted cream that you usually dip strawberries in, so yeah, something like that. I'm not really getting any smoke or any peat, which I'm surprised. I'm pretty sure Highland Park is peated, but I'm not really getting any peat on the nose. And there's like an extremely subtle fruit loaf scent. So I'd say nice enough nose. Subtle, very subtle aromas. And I'm not sure why it's subtle, but it is quite subtle on the nose. And a little thin on the nose, like a little kind of, it feels a little watery. Yeah, just thin, but we'll get down to the palate. We'll see what the palate's like. So that's quite surprising. Like I said, I'm pretty sure it's non-chill filtered, but the peat is evident in the palate for sure. Quite strong, quite dominant, but it carries a better mouthfeel. It gives you this kind of experience of coating the mouth, even though the whiskey itself's not necessarily oily or viscous, but the peat really helps kind of fool you or trick you.
You're making a fool out of me!
Into thinking that this is quite a full-bodied whiskey, and I've got to give it props for that, because it is a little bit of a mind game there, and it's well done. There's some toast with orange marmalade spread on top. That orange kind of character coming from the nose through to the palate. What I am surprised about is, due to the peat, I feel like it's quite strong, quite domineering, a little bit too much for the spirit. And I'm not sure if it was bottled at cask strength or if it was bottled at 46% non-chill filtered or anything. I'm no expert. I'm not one to say that I am, but I feel like if this was bottled at a higher ABV or something, it might stand up to the peat a little bit more. It just feels like the peat's drowning out the character of the spirit a little too much. Other than maybe you are getting a little bit of a spirity, not harshness, but maybe something that someone who was not a whiskey drinker would be like, oh no, it just tastes like whiskey, if that makes sense. That kind of, when they take whiskey and they're like, oh no, it burns, or oh no, it's disgusting. I'm not saying it's disgusting, but there is that kind of spirity tone to it that is a little off-putting, unfortunately. We'll see what else we can get. There's a touch of a kind of sweet spiciness, and spicy with regards to like actual spices rather than the sensation, but nothing specific that I could touch on. I think it's probably coming from the sherry cask, this sweet spiciness, maybe linking to the subtle fruit loaf from the nose. But yeah, not a bad palate. I think yeah, it's not bad. It's not a bad whiskey. The finish, surprisingly long, and I think this is owed to the peat. The peat's definitely carrying the whiskey, and it's definitely given giving it a little bit of more of it, a little bit of depth, a little bit more of dimension to it, making it seem like it's a little bit better than it actually is, if I can say that, because it's not bad, but it's nothing spectacular, and it's I'd say it's probably just under average for me and for what I'm looking for. Some vanilla custard on the finish, and like I said, when the peat kind of fades, you get that kind of not very nice spirit element to it, alcohol element to it, alcohol presence, and other than that, maybe like a kind of green herbal tea or something, something there. Yeah, maybe a green herbal tea at the finish. So we'll get down to rating this whiskey. I'm going to leave the rest of that. I don't think I'm going to drink it. It's not that bad, it's not what I want to drink. So we'll get down to, before I ruin it, we'll get down to the 3 ways I rate my whiskey. Would I buy it again? Would I recommend it? And do I think it's worth it? So I'll start with the easiest one, which is, would I buy it again? No. Please, if you're looking for a birthday gift or a Christmas gift, please don't buy me this. I don't want any more. Yeah, it's all right. It's nothing extraordinary. It maybe could get new people into whiskey, but I don't think it's the best example of that, and we'll speak about that in a second. The price, do I think it's worth it? I don't think it's not worth it. It's hard to say, do I think it's worth it? It's only £30, and you can get it on sale for like £20, £25. If it's what you're wanting, if you want to drink with cola, if you want to drink the whiskey with cola, if you want to drink it straight, ice, a lot of water, well, I wouldn't put any water in this, but ice or cola, then yeah, it's probably alright. Is it worth it just on its own? I don't think I could say it's not worth it, because it's still whiskey, and it's still average, or just under average. It's still got some flavours, got some redeemable qualities, and the peat does add a little bit of depth to it, so I'd say it's worth it at £25. Can't believe I'm saying this. I don't think it's worth it at £30, no. I wouldn't buy it at £30, and I just wouldn't buy it again. We'll go into a different example, like I said. And would I recommend it? No. There's nothing to recommend for this. So what I want to recommend instead is the Bunnahabhain 12. Now, I've not got a full bottle of this. I've not had a full bottle maybe in over a year or so. I've got this miniature. It's not opened. I don't want to just throw that away. But I'd recommend this over the Highland Park 12. It's £10 more expensive, but it's non-chill filtered. It's no added colouring. It's 46.3% ABV. It won't be as peated, or it's not as peated or as smoky as the Highland Park. Definitely not as peated. I don't think they peat the core range, but it has got a little bit of a smoke, and there's just more depth to it. It's more complex. It's just a better whiskey. So if you're looking to buy something for someone who maybe likes a bit of peat, likes a bit of smoke, this is hard because, like I said, it's not peated, but it has got that smoked element there. It's got a more coastal experience to it than the Highland Park, I feel. So yeah, if I was to recommend, I don't do this often because it's quite hard to do, I feel, but if I was to recommend one over the Highland Park 12, it'd be this Bunnahabhain 12, especially just for an extra £10. And I'm sure you can get this in some supermarkets. I'm sure I've seen it in Morrison's and stuff, but you can get it online, and you can get it in most whiskey shops as well anyway. But yeah, that's my recommendation. So the Highland Park 12 is a definite whiskey bin for me. Some people might like it, like I said, with cola and stuff, or with ice cubes, or they might just like it on its own, but I don't think it's that great on its own. There's nothing really that interests me with it other than the peat. The peat kind of it kind of gives you a little bit of like, oh, this could be good, but it's just really hiding what it actually is. It'd be interesting to see what that was like unpeated. I reckon it'd be really harsh and quite a disappointment. But anyway, a whiskey bin. Sorry for the terrible review, but that was Highland Park 12. Thanks for watching. I've been Stuart, this has been Whisky Wins. I'll see you later.